Hello all and welcome to a very special Cafe Entertainment video. It is the Xbox Game Showcase Roundup and the Nintendo Switch Roundup. Now, correction in tomorrow's video, in this video today, I said in the CRU that I would be doing a Summer Game Fest Roundup, but there was so much announced both in the Summer Game Showcase, or the Xbox Game Showcase, the Nintendo Direct, the Sony State of Play, and in IOI's 007 First Light press junket, that I'm breaking it into two. This first video is going to cover the Nintendo Direct on June 9th and the Xbox Game Showcase on the 7th. And then on Sunday's video, we'll cover the Sony State of Play from June 2nd, and we'll cover the IOI interactive news for 007 First Light. So that's how we're going to do that. That is a correction from tomorrow's CRU when you see this. So trust this video that you're getting a video on Sunday that's going to cover the Sony State of Play and the 007 First Light news as well. So let's dive into it, shall we? I'm going to start with the big heavy hitter, that being the Nintendo Direct that had 42 announcements. No, I'm not playing. It had 42 announcements. I'm getting to the page here, and then we'll get right back up. Game 1 is Rhythm Heaven Groove, or Rhythm Heaven Groove. It looks like a rhythm game that is a party game. Not much of my interest is there. Then Onimusha Wave the Shadow. That is something I'll probably pick up on the PS5, but if I don't find it on the PS5, you can bet your bottom dollar it's going to be a Switch 2 pickup. And then Dragon's Dogma Dragon's Dogma 2 Dark Arisen was announced. That game is a top-notch game, and it's got the DLC and is a more complete version of Dragon's Dogma 2. Then Stellar Blade is coming to Nintendo Switch 2. I still need to play that. I'm probably going to pick it up on the PS5, but I still need to play that. That's one of the games that had my had me going that I need to play it. Then a game called Orbitals was announced. I didn't kind of get that one. Didn't look too interesting, but it was announced. So then, just like in the Xbox Game Showcase, they showed Rayman Legends Retold, and then a game that looked dumb as hell called Big Walk was announced. Honestly, it looked dumb as hell. Then One Piece Grand Gourmet was announced, a one-piece cooking simulator. That looked kind of cool. I do like my cooking simulators on the download, but that looked kind of cool, to be honest with you. Then they announced Pokemon Pokepalooza update and expansion pack. So those that are like the Pokemon Pokepalooza, I typically like the Pokemon RPG games. Pokepalooza or Poketopia, I think it's called, is not a game that even interests me, but they did grab me with the very next game, that being Fire Emblem's Fortune's Weave. Oh, you bet your bottom dollar when that comes out, I'll be playing it on the Nintendo Switch. Dude, I cannot wait for some more Fire Emblem. I love the Fire Emblem series. I love it as much as I love the Advance Wars series. I wish they would show some Advance Wars love, but apparently the Reboot Camp didn't sell that well. I bought a copy. I bought a physical copy for my younger brother, and I bought a digital copy for myself. So I bought 2 copies. I tried to support the game, but apparently didn't sell very well. And then a game called Ninjala 2 was announced. And that looked kind of interesting. Not a game that I would play, but it looked, if it's up your alley, then hey, it had some fun. Then they announced a DK Challenge limited time event, which I'll be taking part in, because I do have DK Bonanza, so I will be taking part in that. Then they announced Jinjutsu Kaisen Rumble. It's not a game I'm going to play. It was a hard game to write down. It was a hard fucking game to pronounce, let's be honest. It was just a difficult game right there. It was just, let me tell you. And then we had Liza P, the complete edition for Switch 2. I do love me some Liza P. I played Liza P on the PS5. I do own Liza P on the PS5. I also played it on Xbox Game Pass, so I do have some experience with Liza P. If you haven't played Liza P and you're waiting to get it on the Switch 2, or you possibly only own a Switch 2, the complete edition is your gateway into the great Liza P. It's a Dark Souls game based on the world and story of Pinocchio, not the Disney version, the actual Brothers Grimm version, so be ready for that one. It is a very good. Then they announced Devil May Cry 5 Devil Hunter Edition, which is the special edition version for the Switch 2. I think that's going to look pretty amazing. Then they announced Muramasa Revenant Blade. This is a game that, when I saw it, I was like, this piques my interest. So it's going to be something I keep my eye on for definite sure. Then they announced the Xenoblade Chronicles 1, 2, and 3 for the Switch 2. One's already out. I'm going to try to grab it today, actually, to be honest with you. But 2 is coming out on October 30th, and 3 is coming out on December 3rd, with Xenoblade Genesis being the next game announced. The fourth game in the Xenoblade Chronicle, the Xenoblade series, that being later in 2027. And that will definitely have my attention and have my opinion. Oh, and then the next game was Nintendo Sports Resort. Nintendo Wii Sports Resort for the Nintendo Switch 2. That'll be a game I probably pick up. It's got bowling, it's got thumb wrestling, which is new, it's got golf, it's got a lot of stuff. So that'll probably be a game I pick up, but not a day one pickup. That'll be a game I pick up down the road, but that is a game that's on my radar. Then we have RuneScape Dark Wilds. Don't play RuneScape, but if anybody that likes RuneScape, RuneScape Dark Wild is coming to Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Switch 2. Then we have Hello Kitty Party Land. Anybody that likes Sangria and Hello Kitty, that's up your alley, but I'll take a hard pass on that one for me. And then we have Star Fox coming out later this month. I didn't know it was coming. You can bet your bottom dollars on my radar now, though. It's going to be a game I pick up relatively soon, let me tell you. And then we have Final Fantasy Resonance, which is the Final Fantasy Final Fantasy 2D, the 3D 2D turn-based game that looks freaking amazing. Hopefully it comes to PS5 too. But if it only comes to Switch, you can bet your bottom dollar I'll be handling it there. Then we have Pikunu 2. It looked like something like Pikmin, but it wasn't. And there's a second one. It didn't interest me, but for those that like that game, it's coming as well. Then we have Splatoon Raiders news was also announced. There's some Splatoon Raiders news. There's going to be a Splatoon 2 event. Anybody that plays those is going to be happy with that. Then we have Dragon Quest Monsters Withered World. It was a game I already knew about from a YouTube video I watched because Square Enix announced it. I will be playing it on the Switch 2 because I think it's only on the Switch 2. And then we have Dusk Bloods as well. Whatever that is, and it didn't show much. All it said was there was a closed beta test coming this summer. Then we have Deltarune is having an expansion or something coming to the Switch 2, so there you go, for those that play Deltarune. Then we have Metaphor ReFantasmo. I have this game on my PS5. It is coming for the Nintendo Switch 2. I don't think I'm going to repick it up, but for those that don't have it on the PS5 and they want a good action RPG Persona-like game that's not Persona, this is the game for you, let me tell you. It's a great game. Then we have Minecraft, a Switch 2 Minecraft version. So anybody that likes Minecraft will like the Switch 2 Minecraft version. Then we have a bunch of games that were announced in a sizzle reel, so I'm just going to rattle them off because they didn't show very much about it. Alteria Kyria was one. Observer was another. DayZ was one. Rise of the Tomb Raider was one. That's coming to Switch 2. Tales of Attribution. SnowRunner was one. Observer was another. DayZ. Wetlands 2 or and then the Metal Gear Solid 2 Master Collection was one as well. The Eternal Bonds was one. There was a bunch. Everbloom. Final Fantasy 14 Online was one. Then they stopped the sizzle reel, which I was thankful for, because Jesus. And they announced the next 3 games separately, and that was the end of the show. And that being Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, and 3, the fully realized versions with the DLC and the better versions like 1.8 and 2.8 and things like that are all coming to Switch 2 in a major collection in October of this year. That is, you can buy them separately or you can buy them as a collection. And then they did announce Kingdom Hearts 4. Kingdom Hearts 4 was a huge reveal here. And then the last game we got was a Zelda Ocarina of Time, a Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time remake for the Switch 2. And you better believe your bottom dollar. Day one I'll be getting that. That's one of my tentpole games in my life. that is the Ocarina of Time. I still play the 64 cartridge version I have. I still play it on the Switch too. I play this game everywhere you can possibly play it. It is one of the cornerstones in my gaming life. It is one of the greatest games ever made, and I can't wait to play the sequel. Not the sequel, but the remake. I will definitely pony up the money for this game. I will definitely be getting it probably on day one, launch one, whenever that may be. It's supposed to be coming out this year. We'll see if they stick to the word, because it only had a year. It didn't have a specific time frame, like winter's, fall, whatever. It only had a specific time frame. So we'll see if they push it back into 2027 or not. But it looked like they had a pretty good, significant portion of it might be done and rendered, but we'll see. I'm not going to judge there. Then I will go back and talk about the Xbox Games Showcase. Gears of War E-Day let it off, plus an E-Day section was at the end there. Then Fable, Gears of War E-Day was canceled for the PS5, by the way. I'm not too upset. I don't understand why you wouldn't put it out on every platform you could, especially since you've already put out Gears of War 1 on the PS5. Gears of War E-Day would make sense. However, Fable is coming to Fable is coming to the PS5, and it's coming to the Xbox Series X and all of its friends. Then we had RuneScape as well. Then they announced Halo Campaign Evolved. That's coming everywhere. The contracts were already signed for that, so they couldn't back out of that one. But that's coming everywhere. Then we had a game called Revival. That is a Xbox console exclusive. Didn't look too good. Then we did have State of Decay 3. That's coming everywhere as well. So it was a little bit hit or miss on what was coming everywhere and what wasn't. But there were some strange choices, I'll say. Then we had a Sea of Thieves update announced. Then we had Metro 2039 announced. We had Bad Marble announced. It kind of looked like, or Bad Magpie announced. It kind of looked like the Untitled Goose Game in that sense, in that way. So that's what that kind of looked like to me, and kind of felt like to me. Then they announced Rayman Legends Retold. Like I said, we already talked about that on the Switch, on the Nintendo Direct, though, so I won't spend much time there. Then we talked about Dynasty Warriors. Or no, that wasn't Dynasty Warriors. It was Woven is what it, or Woken is what it was called. It looked like Dynasty Warriors, but it was called Woken. And then a game called Join Us was announced. That looked kind of weird. It was kind of a cultish style game, and that's where the title Join Us came from. Then Senua was announced, the sequel to Hellblade 2, Senua's Sacrifice. Senua was announced. That's coming to PS5, but there were games in here like Gears of War E-Day that aren't. So their decisions being last place too is kind of, it doesn't make profitable sense, because there just aren't as many Xbox consoles out in the wild. You could make the argument, though, that it might be a way to try to sell Xbox consoles, but I think both Sony and Microsoft are already looking towards the PS6 and whatever the new Xbox is going to be called. I think they're already starting to look that way. Even though I would argue it's not time for those yet, because we haven't even reached the potential of the PS5, and the affordability of the next consoles are very much in danger. Then Doom the Dark Ages got an expansion. Crazy Taxi got announced, which was pretty freaking cool. That'll be a game that I play wherever it is. I love me some Crazy Taxi. I'm a Crazy Taxi Sega Dreamcast OG, okay? I'm an arcade Crazy Taxi OG. I love that fucking game. Point me in the direction of that game and I will be playing. Then we had Fallout 76 expansion. They had the Xbox 25th anniversary console and controller announced. Age of Empires 4 expansion. If you play Age of Empires 4, I hear they're great games. I just don't play them. But they're announced. Minecraft Dungeons 2 was announced. Valor Mortis was announced. Elder Scrolls expansions were announced. Elder Scrolls Online expansions were announced. Microsoft Flight Simulator expansions were announced. Oh yeah, Winds Meet was announced. That's an independent game that looked actually pretty cool. Then they had Castlevania Blood, Belmont's Curse was shown and announced. That'll be a game that I play, but probably on the PS5 if I can get it on the PS5. Then Vivarium was announced. Vivarium was a new game that was announced. I like that. They did announce the Clockwork Devils. It's a game. It's a steampunk-like game. I think it was like Clockwork Devil thing. It's an Xbox exclusive. It was originally supposed to be PS5, but it was Xbox exclusive. Which, like, I don't know what they're doing. Asha Sharma, the new president of Xbox, is trying to bring back the solidarity of Xbox. She's trying to bring back the strength of Xbox, and I think it's too little too late for this generation. And I can't understand why they're not trying to put out more games on the Switch 2 and the PS5, because they have a bigger install base right now. And then I would just try to make those next titles in the franchise exclusive for the upcoming console if they're going to do it that way. That's what I would do from a business sense, but that's not what she's doing. Maybe she's got better numbers than I do, but hey, that's what I would do. Then they announced Persona 6. A teaser trailer was dropped, and I can't wait. Persona 4 Golden Revival was announced as well. I skipped over that on the first page, but But I'll be getting that on the PS5, because that's where I play all my Persona games, is on the PS5. I do play them on the Xbox, and if they go on Game Pass, you can bet your bottom dollar, since I already paid for Game Pass, I will be getting them on Game Pass too. Then Spyro Realm Reborn, a new Spyro Dragon game, was announced. That looks pretty cool. Clockwork Revival, like I said, was announced. And then Call of Duty DMZ, along with Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4 or 5 or 6 or one of them. It's just a Call of Duty game. At this point, I stopped playing the Call of Duty games because they're Activision rinse and repeat. They're cash grabs. They're Activision rinse and repeat, and I'm not playing with the cash grabs. I gave up Madden for the same reason from EA. The only reason I still play baseball is because you can grind out good cards in that game, and I just love baseball too much to where I can't pass up baseball, because I love baseball way too much. But I would give the Nintendo Direct an A+ showing, and I would give the Xbox Games Showcase a B showing, because they took some games away from being multi-platform. I guess I kind of understand the decision, but my problem is, since you've already announced them for those platforms, that's where I kind of get the disconnect. And you do have Sony games being produced on the PS5, or at least one being MLB The Show. That was a Major League Baseball requirement. So you do have cross-platform games, and I would try to go cross-platform as much as I could. Hell, I would bring Game Pass to the PS5 if I could work out a deal with Sony and PlayStation, to where you could pay for Game Pass twice and play certain games. You can bet your bottom dollar, though, I'll be getting Halo Combat Evolved on the PS5. I'll be getting that on the Xbox Series X via Game Pass. I did like that most of the games shown on the Xbox Game Showcase were day one with Game Pass, or Game Pass included. So I like that a lot, because that grows the power of Game Pass and brings the value back into Game Pass, where they kind of sucked the value away from Game Pass a little bit. Asha Sharma has brought the Game Pass value back. I would say, though, between the two, which we haven't done Sony State of Play yet, that'll be on Sunday, and the IOI 007 First Light press junket will be on Sunday as well. We haven't done that yet, but I'd say between the two that are in this video, I would say Nintendo won the day, because they announced huge games like Fire Emblem. They announced Kingdom Hearts 4, the Ocarina of Time remake, Metal Gear Solid 2 is coming to it. There's a lot of games that are out now that are coming to the Switch 2 that make the Switch 2 a more viable competitor and a huge freaking install base. Most of your gamers have Switch 2s because it's your secondary console. So that's what I like about that. But until next time, normally I make videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday at 12:30 p.m. Central, 10:30 a.m. Pacific, 1:30 p.m. Eastern. Please like, comment, subscribe if you want to see more. Please ding the notification bell to be notified when I upload a video. And also, because you're getting bonus videos this week, like today you're getting this video, Sunday you're getting the PlayStation State of Play and the IOI 007 First Light press junket reaction. So there's going to be reasons to definitely keep that notification bell on. Leave in the comments down below what games from Summer Game Fest, the Xbox Game Showcase, the State of Play, the Nintendo Direct that you found entertaining. I think I pretty much covered it all, because I wrote it all down. But let me know what you found entertaining in the comments down below. But until next time, game on, everybody. I'll see you again soon. And peace.